how much is a case worth?
Yeah, the case is worth as much as has been taken from you by the at-fault driver. What are your harms? What are your losses? What are the actual human injuries? The case is based on a lot of things. It's based on the value, fair market value of your medical bills, however much those might be. You know, an ambulance ride's like $1,500. If you have to go to the ER, that's like 10 grand. And while you might have health insurance or some other means to pay for that, you know, you may only have a copay if you go to the emergency room. There's still a $10,000 bill that's floating out there that the at-fault insurance should pay for. The other thing that I think a very good lawyer should consider, and I always consider, is what are the actual human losses? What has been taken from you? Pain and suffering is the common sort of parlance, but really it's just the human harms and losses. Is it impossible for you now to bend over and tie your shoes? Does it hurt every time you take a breath? Does it hurt when you lay down to go to sleep? You can't sleep because, you know, there's some sort of injury that impedes that. And then things sort of snowball from there. You lose sleep, you lose time at work, all of those things. The case is worth whatever we are able to prove has been taken from you.
Yep. And that's where medical becomes a very big portion of it, because if there's no injury that's diagnosed and there's no treatment, it really doesn't add much credence to the settlement being high, because there was no impact on their life, at least from that medical standpoint.
Right.
So it's always important with that, but also too, it's really important to make sure that we're very specific in what's going on. So what's always a good idea is when the patients are getting close to or done with treatment, and we get to that maximum medical improvement, looking at their duties under duress and their loss of lifetime enjoyment activities, we say, hey, prior to this, they were able to work 8 hours a day sitting on the computer, no issue. Now they can only work 3 hours. Their pain level's at a 5 after 3 hours. If they go to 4 hours, it gets to an 8 and they have to stop. That's a huge change, especially if we talk about a 45-year-old who is going to be working for another 20 years. That's how things compound. That's how these case values grow. But you need to make sure all the bases are put into place to actually grow that case. And things like that can make your life a lot easier as an attorney versus someone who just comes in and says, hey, you know what, I want you to sue for me, but they haven't gotten any medicals or anything. It puts you in a difficult position.
The most important thing in a case, not just a claim or trying to settle somebody's claim or anything else, in what I call a case, meaning something I could actually take in front of a jury, is the doctor's opinion about what caused the injury and the doctor's opinion about what the future prognosis looks like. Those two things, in my opinion, are the most important thing your doctor can do for you beyond getting you better.